Hey, what's up guys? It's Carlos Reyes. Welcome back to my channel. You need to stick around for this one. Today we're going to discuss how you can become a multimillionaire in real estate with absolutely no money. So stick around. So let me tell you how I did it. I had a job, that's right, J-O-B, just over broke. Yeah, I couldn't save any kind of money to get anything going with real estate. Real estate was just a pretty far-fetched dream for me. And like many people, back to those misconceptions, I was like, you know what? I probably need to get a real estate license. So I went to real estate school and I failed my test 3 times and I quit. Second thing that I was thinking was, man, I probably need a lot of credit. My debt to income ratio at that time was nowhere where you could be to actually go get a loan from the bank, okay? So if that's where you are now, well, I got good news for you. Stick around. The other thing is, I probably need a lot of money. And just like I was discussing earlier, I was pretty much broke. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I remember having to hold off bills like your water bill, electricity bill, gas bill, like literally delay them as much as I possibly could because I would get paid bi-weekly on Fridays and I would set them back. I mean, try to buy as much time as I can to hold on with a little bit of money that I was making. Same thing with the mortgage, by the way. My mortgage is due on the 1st. I would pay it around the 15th on purpose. So I definitely was broke. And I came across this concept called wholesaling. I read a book. All I could afford was this book. It was $10. An amazing gentleman that is really no longer, in the game of education out of Wisconsin wrote this book. It was called Flip. It was $10, so I could afford that because I couldn't afford courses and I could not afford events and I could not afford mentorship. So I could afford this book. And I read this book. It was $10 and I became immediately obsessed. I became obsessed with the idea of becoming a millionaire in real estate, right? And back to the concept of wholesaling. The concept of wholesaling, all it really takes for you to actually become a millionaire in wholesaling is you have to have a lot of hustle and you got to be committed and you can't quit. So I said, okay, well, that sounds like something that I can do. I read the book. I took massive action. I started implementing a lot of the stuff that the book told me to do without asking any questions. I became obsessed, like I said, and I got my first deal 6 months after my start date. That's how I started. That was my journey. My journey was the following. I read the book. The book told me to put out bandit signs, go door knocking, drive and look for distressed properties, put flyers on car windows, put little red sticky notes on people's doors and let them know that I was interested in buying their property for cash. And I'm like, man, I really pray that this works because this is really all I could do. I don't have money. As you can see, the marketing channels that I just disclosed to you, I could get all that done with like $100. So, I had $100, thank God. So I started doing that. 6 months later, 2,400 bandit signs later, I got my first deal. I got my first deal and made $5,000. And you know what? After I got that first deal, I never looked back because there's something that just clicks in your mind that when you do it once, you can do it 1,000 times. It's just proof of concept. So that was my journey. That's what started me in my real estate investment journey. And out of that one bandit sign came a beautiful, amazing, fruitful empire that is known as my several companies that I own now. That one bandit sign, even this building we're in today, because of that one bandit sign. That was the domino effect. That was the seed that got everything going. All right, so enough about me, let's talk about you. I'm gonna give you 3 steps that are gonna get you going today on your journey. Step 1 is knowledge. Yes, you gotta have knowledge, right? You can't just be flying blind. You gotta have knowledge. And if you're wondering, well, Carlos, where do I go get this knowledge? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of places you can get this knowledge. But the most simple resource that I can give you right now is my book, bestreibook.com. bestreibook.com. You can literally go to bestreibook.com and download it straight to your phone at no charge. And if you're wondering, well, Carlos, what does this book have? And why did you even write this book? Well, remember earlier when I mentioned that one book changed my life? I'm hoping this one book changes your life. And what is in this book? Everything that you're gonna need to get started today and everything you're gonna need to start making money within 30 to 60 days if you really become obsessed with this business. So knowledge is 1. 2, implementation. I don't care how much knowledge you have. I don't care what books you read. I don't care what courses you take. I don't care what events you go to. If you do not implement that knowledge, it's wasted knowledge. It's not gonna go anywhere. So you really need to implement this knowledge, and most importantly, step 3 is execution. Take massive action. Execution, rough draft moves. You don't have to have it all figured out. I didn't have it all figured out. I got my real estate investment journey going. I didn't even know how to run like the value of a property. I didn't know how to talk to sellers. I didn't know how to print a contract. I don't know what kind of contract I should have or should have had. I didn't know a lot, but what I did know is that I wanted to be successful in real estate, and I started taking massive action by having these rough draft moves. I don't want you to get stuck like everybody else gets stuck. Oh man, but I really gotta figure it all out before I can start moving forward. Absolutely not. You know what I call that? Analysis paralysis. Don't be one of those people. Get started today. I'm the living epitome, the living example that this actually works. I became a multi-millionaire in the game of real estate with no money, just a lot of hard work and a lot of commitment and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of focus, and I never give up. If you feel that this video is useful, please do me a huge favor. Share it with somebody that actually might find this video useful, and comment down below. I love getting back to you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.